I'm Brandon Delk. I am the Vice President of Real Estate Development for Pedcore Investments based out of Carmel, Indiana. I am their lead developer for Indiana, Georgia, and Oregon. I primarily focus on the site research, acquisition, design of projects, and financing for affordable housing developments in those three states.
As the lead developer of the Beeline Heights project, tell us what you did.
This deal started about 3.5 years ago. Started with a request for proposals from the state of Indiana and their housing authority. And they had asked for development teams to come in and propose a team as opposed to a site in particular. So a little bit of reverse order from what we typically do. And what we did is we put together a team of sustainability experts in terms of design of affordable housing, but also the services aspects as well. We answered the request for proposals, which was mostly aimed at developing high energy efficient housing with a transportation focus, and then wrapping that with, I guess, some unusual construction techniques to otherwise provide an extremely efficient product for the end user.
Well, so it's fair to say that you know a lot about the construction that went into this building, the design, had a hand in literally every detail of the project from the ground all the way up to the roof.
Yes, yeah. It was a steep learning curve for me, being heavily a finance major in background, to walking in and doing something that is a little bit more out of my comfort zone. I was able to, I guess, learn a little bit more about renewable energy and how that works, learn about the regulations around that here in our state, what we can or can't do, and then also how does that correlate with the actual construction or the choices of what construction types we actually pick at the end of the day.
So you're a Kelly grad. When did you graduate?
2010. Hard to believe that was 9 years ago already.
Wow.
And went back, did my MBA at Kelly, their evening program in Indianapolis, and graduated from that in 2016. As part of my undergrad, I guess, the R440 and R443 translated into the Stanley Hunt case. Participated that in 2009, ended up winning that case competition on this very project, or this very site, I should say. We proposed, I believe it was a Candlewood Suites, that we didn't really have any long-term stay options. Myself and 3 other gentlemen ended up winning that case competition 2 years later. I believe it was you that walked into my office with Phil and some other folks and was starting to pitch Pedcore on the trades district again, and here we go, 2016, 2017. It's a reality, and today we're sitting in the finished product.
That's amazing.
It's incredible.
All the way from undergrad project to literally you're the first developer to have a project done in here. That's a great story.
Goosebumps. It's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding as well.
And so looking back at the case competition that you did, how did it prepare you for what you did today?
The public speaking aspect of it and pitching, whether it's city officials, the redevelopment commission who sold us the ground, the personal touch of just being a professional, a business professional in general. I believe the Kelly School does a very, very good job at that. The preparedness, being able to understand the financial impacts of what a development has, whether it's for Pedcore or for the city, understanding things from all sides. And then just generally being a well-rounded business person with a good head on my shoulders. There's an ethics side to the Kelly School that we all uphold, and I think in general that made me a better person coming out of school and now in what I do today.
And so looking back on the case competition again, what didn't it prepare you for that you faced as in your job day to day or as part of this project?
A lot of what I face today that I probably didn't have any exposure to would be just the development life, working with civil engineers and architects and lawyers and trying to understand everything that they do. In the real estate cohort, we learn a lot about the financing side of things, whether it's maybe trying to do a new deal, but otherwise looking at an existing product, trying to put a valuation to it, and then bringing that back to a return for a future investor, right? And so in my job, at least, it's sitting down and I'm having to design a product and go through a zoning code and understand my densities, my restrictions of a property, how to vet a property and figure out whether or not it really does work. Is this really the highest and best use? I guess that was one thing that I was taught well, was highest and best use, but it's another thing to do it on the front end with a raw piece of ground, so that was a little bit different. I think one other thing that I would say is the negotiation with somebody like Mayor Hamilton and his staff, or whether it just be the redevelopment commission, and how to really pitch your idea. I guess that's the end of the case competition, right? But you're looking at it more from an investment perspective rather than trying to really convince somebody that this is the deal that makes most sense for them to allow to even move forward before you even start talking numbers.
So be a developer, you don't not only have to be a finance guy, you have to be a community builder, and you have to sell it to the people who are concerned about, what the community is going to look like.
Absolutely. We walk hand in hand with service providers every day on every job. It's not just me going in and dumping a product down and walking away with my money. It's trying to build community around me, trying to be a good neighbor. We're long-term holders as well. We self-manage our products, so it's very, very important for me to put my best foot forward on the front end and to carry that through on the back end as well.
So last question, what advice do you have for the students as they get ready for the competition?
Think everything through and don't procrastinate.
Fair enough.
It's very easy to think that you can put this kind of on the back burner and walk in with a proposal and otherwise get it pitched and approved. It is not easy. If you put in the work up front and you really do your homework on the highest and best use and understand what this community needs, you'll succeed.
Awesome. Brandon Duck, thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Dave.